Hi there traders, welcome to Elite Currency. My name is Chris and today an update on the euro dollar and pound dollar, both very much bullish, but can that uptrend continue? Let's take a look at the charts right now. First of all, euro dollar daily chart. This is interesting because price is breaking to the upside, and I know that we've had multiple attempts to break to the upside and they all failed in the last months, but this one could be real. And this one could be the bullish breakout that starts wave 5. And that's very interesting because wave 5 of a wave 5. And that is interesting because if this is a wave 3, as we think, right, and this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2, this is a wave 3, and this is a wave 4, we've been talking about this already for weeks. Often in our videos, we've been mentioning this, that price is, bound to eventually make that wave 5 if price stays above this 50 fib. It has stayed above the 50 fib, and now it is trying to break above the 21 EMA band again. Now, this, of course, has happened before, as I already mentioned, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So why would the sixth time be any different? That's why we have to be a bit cautious. Although price is breaking, it's not a guarantee that price is an uptrend. But I'm optimistic about the upside because I think that if there would have been a downside, a bigger correction like I thought on the weekend, then price would not have had a strong bullish candle like it did yesterday. Then in that case, I think there could have been maybe a retracement, but there would have been an exhaustive, a weaker candle, and price would have fallen like this to test either a level like here or this bottom, or ultimately this bottom, and it would have probably bounced, was my thinking. But with yesterday's candle, it did change the structure and the dynamic, basically, of this chart. And although upside is not 100% sure as yet, it is starting to become more likely. And price did break above not only the 21 EMA but this trend line as well, or it's trying to break as we speak. So I think that there is a decent chance that basically price corrected like this, one correction, two correction, and this is a third correction. It's a bit small. The third correction is a little bit not as big as I thought it would be. That's why we have to keep in mind that alternative to the bullish breakout could still be the bigger bearish correction. And we put a fib from here to here. We got to be specifically careful of 124. All right, 124.20, sorry, and 124.40. Those are the 78 and 88.6 fibs, and those could still create a false break, send price back lower to finish this bigger correction like this, and then price could go up again for that wave 5. So key to this uptrend, whether price will indeed be an uptrend or is it basically making a bigger ABC correction like this, because that is still possible. And we have to keep an eye on these 78 and 88.6 fibs. But if we add a fib to this bottom like this, all right, then minus 272 target right at the 88.6 fib. That could be a target, and that could also be a stopping spot, and that could basically stop this ABC. Now, if it's not an ABC, but rather, as already indicating, a uptrend, then this is a 1, 2, 3, and waves 3 go way further than the minus 272 target. So there could be a bullish, small bullish trade here on lower time frames, 5 or 15-minute chart. There's some space from 124, but only 20, 40 pips. So that's a very, very tiny region or space. But if the price is able to break above 124.45, then there should be more upside pressure, and then it's more likely that this is a wave 3. There's upside to 125, then to 125.75, then to 126 or almost 127. That's where you get the bigger spaces on the chart. And if you add our whiz tool to the 4-hour chart, and you just use the bottom right in here, let's do that. All right. You can see that price broke above the third, hooked back to the second, and that the fourth level is also key right here, adding confluence at 124.45. So you can see why it's so important, that 124.50 area. There's an 88.6 fib, there's a minus 272 target, and there's a fourth whiz level. So only when it breaks above the fourth whiz level can we expect a bigger upside to, for instance, the fifth, and maybe even to the sixth. So that's where the bigger kind of upward momentum is possible. All right, now regarding the pound dollar, it continues again. It's amazingly bullish, and we were talking about the uptrend continuation as well. Yesterday, I mentioned in the video to our live members that pound dollar would be good continuation after London Open, which we got a signal right here, and that was a great trade to the upside. We didn't take this one. We were in the pound New Zealand, which of course is riding on the pound as well. You can see blue candle indicating the entry, and the blue candle is indicating that we should stay in. And we're getting another continuation on the pound dollar as it's breaking through this key resistance level. So it's strong, it's bullish. We were already bullish, of course, from here, but as price reached this resistance zone, I was indicating to be cautious because you never know how price responds to a resistance zone. It could be easily a bouncing spot as well. But if you look at yesterday's price action, this was a massively bullish candle, and we are getting a continuation. And I think that, you know, an upside follow through to 144 and 145-ish is possible. So let's take a look again on the 4-hour chart. This is the wave 5 of 5 perhaps, and within wave 5 there seems to be a 1, 2, and this is looking like a 3, 4, 5. And there seems to be, on a lower scale, on a 1-hour chart, another 5 wave going on. This was a good wave 3, and I think that we are running into an area where price is a little bit overextended. As I already mentioned, if you put the Wiz on this bottom like this, you can see that price is pretty far. It's at the 5th level, but it's not dramatic either, right? 5th level is far, but price can easily go to level 6, for instance, too. So there is still space, and as it's breaking above the 5th level, there could be a continuation. On a 50-minute chart, yes, a little bit overextended, as you can see. It made a good retracement almost down to level 7, and then went all the way up to level 8. Now it's above 8. Pound dollar can sometimes accelerate to level 9, but that is quite far away. So I personally, with the pound dollar specifically, probably wouldn't mind trading another continuation higher, even now, but would like to see price make a retracement first, maybe to the 21 EMA again, like it did here, for instance, and then continue towards that 6th level on the Wiz chart, or the Wiz tool that we use to indicate Fibonacci sequence levels. So right here, it's a bit tricky, it's a bit extended on a 50-minute chart. I think a retracement first, and if there's another bull flag, there could be a continuation higher, up to 144, 144.50, 145, why not? But the uptrend is strong, and there's not, you know, that much sign of divergence as far as I remember. Let me check on the 4-hour chart as yet. So continuation is again likely, you know, in this pound dollar, although it's difficult to believe because it had so much upside. But I need to see a flag correction. If I see a strong momentum, that would invalidate it, because in that case, we are talking, don't forget, about a wave 5, of a wave 5, of a wave 5, of a wave C. You know, we're running into a zone where a bearish reversal could occur soon. I've been talking about that danger for the last couple of videos. So if you see a strong momentum like this fall, that is the first sign of such a bearish reversal. And you want to be careful of that and skip any long ideas, because this is the signal that the downside is gaining strength, and price is probably going to fall further after that. All right, that's it for this video. Thanks for joining. Thank you also for your shares, likes, subscribes, of course, very much. And at elitecurrency.com, you'll find more free material through our ECS Start Package, and more free analysis through our educational and analysis section of the blog. Wish you all good trading, and cheers.